I'm your host. Thanks for coming along with me, Kim Lalo, for the next couple of minutes as we take a peek into wrapping up our September month. And I want to say happy fall, y'all, and make sure that you are understanding and being, kind of productive and making a timeline for the month of October because October is going to bring a lot of change. We have two eclipses, which always brings change. It's like super moons tripled each and every one of them, and the results for the time frame of these eclipses can really last about 6 months. So this is something that we really want to be prepared for. We also want to celebrate a lot of new things that are coming into our lives. So I want to say, let me just open up the chat room. This is a live presentation here. So I want to make sure everybody gets in. And if you do have any questions, we're going to be getting to that at the end of the show. What I like to do is touch base with all of you in the chat room and answer some questions if you have any, but also to give you a little bit of clarity. And if you have any questions that, have just popped up or that you've been, kind of tossing and turning, how you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're not real sure why. We have had a huge display of energy coming in, and if you don't know why we've named this particular show the 27 degrees of hi there, hi Mary Chris, how are you? 27 degrees Sagittarius is because that is the main portal straight into the galactic center. So all of the information, all of the light, all of I want to say, the evolution that we're going through and getting ready for this ascension is coming through that particular window, that particular degree, and we all have it in our charts. Now, where is it positioned in yours? I'd have to take a look at your chart and I'd have to see exactly how it's being aspected. Remember, when you first arrived on the planet and took your first breath, your life started in motion. Also, all of the planets and the sun and the moon and all of the stars and the dwarf planets started continuing their motion, and the earth as well. So we get this tracking, and we get this Rubik's cube of a different combination every time we do another transit chart, which is where you are now. Many people are not still in the same city that they were born in, so that kind of is a variable, I like to say. So if you are interested in getting a reading from me, you can go to kimlalowe.com and sign up for a session. If you have never, been introduced to your soul imprint, which I call your natal chart, it's a wonderful time to meet yourself. It's a wonderful time to see what you've signed up for in this particular mission on planet Earth. So it's really nice to see the gifts that you've been given and also the challenges as well. You do not just learn from an easy street. You learn from challenges, and I feel as though you build a very confident foundation within yourself and in your soul so that you can share more confidently your gifts as well. And a lot of us have signed up for very interesting lives. And I just want to say that there is such a thing as a resting life, where perhaps in your other reincarnations you have toiled, you have learned, you have stretched, you've met your capacity and then some, and so you come back to planet Earth with all of those lessons and all of that newfound energy as a pillar of strength, and so you sign up for what's called a resting life. So this particular resting life does not does not mean that you are slaying dragons every single moment or going through these big chunks of amazing accomplishments. It's that you are there grounding in that particular energy that you have learned, that wisdom. You may not even know it. It could be totally subconscious. You're walking through a park, or you're walking through a mall, or you're walking just through your work, and you are affecting each and every soul. You are, with your particular aura, you have this rippling effect, and you're able to share those lessons, even though you haven't even spoken with anybody. So it's really important that we realize that not everyone is peeling off the karma through each and every lifetime. Sometimes we just don't go to the other side to rest in peace. Sometimes we do come back to planet Earth and we have what's called a resting life. And that is kind of an easy life where, we don't really have to contend with a lot of the loss or a lot of the physical incapabilities, or perhaps not reach, the president of our company. It's one of those times where we just we're on auto cruise. But do not think, just because you know people that have this easy breezy life, that they have not been through it. If you have chosen, this lifetime as being more challenging, okay? Because you have you cannot judge, you have no idea. And a lot of times, sometimes you come and you rest up. You come in and what I want to call kind of a little preview of what's to come, or you familiarize yourself. Let's just use technology. You familiarize yourself with where technology is going, and you know that you've got a major duty, heavy lifetime coming up in the next reincarnation. And so you come, you glide in, you check out how things are going, the timelines. Can you provide anything, or do you need to do some homework on having a very easy life to prep? It's a preparatory vision or view of what you're going to come back to. And sometimes, how they sign up contracts, and sometimes it's a trilogy, right? It's not just one lifetime at a time. Your guides are absolutely fabulous in between reincarnations, in between dimensions. You get a lot of help as to exactly how this all streams together. Hello, Chad. How are you? It's so nice to see you. And it's one of those things where you look at someone and you think, oh my gosh, they've had such a hard life, but they're here to experience a hard life. In fact, if you get in their way, they can get pretty ornery that you're taking away their experience of turmoil. So just know that you can always lend a helping hand, and just know that if they are here for a specific reason, they're going to tell you. They're going to say, hey, you're in my way of learning these big lessons that I came to learn. So in this particular day in space and time, we are here in September, Wednesday the 27th. We are here under a Pisces moon, so we're going to be experiencing perhaps a lot of water around us, showers. The coastlines could be a little angry. We may even experience something that maybe a pipe is broken, or the washing machine goes kaput, or something to do with water. And so we've been dealing with that as well. Also dreams tonight and tomorrow night, and when we get up to the full moon, we may be experiencing some absolutely crazy dreams. We also may be crossing dimensions as we're sleeping. Astral traveling is one. Also, visiting people on the other side, or perhaps going back to your guides, kind of going through as a intuitive instruction, so to speak, as to how we are going to get through this next series of eclipses, so that we can really use everything to our advantage. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be experiencing. This is a fine time. We're going to tonight. We're going to talk a little bit, of course, about the full moon, about Mercury, the planet of communication, going into Libra, the harmonizer sign of the zodiac. Also, it's the sign of uh, truth and justice, fair play, um, and and also it rules feng shui as well. So we like to balance things out. So we're going to talk about that because Libra is the polar opposite of Aries. So it's the straight line. It is the shadow work on each end in how we view our independence and how we view our partnerships. So we're going to be talking about that as well. We're also going to be talking about your best areas coming up for October. We're going to get into that too. If you do not know your best directions, I suggest you sign up for a session with me and we can go over your best alignment so that, a lot of times you can have a great chart, but a third of your luck and a third of your particular good intentions getting results and manifestations is that you are aligned properly. And this is very, very important because the earth itself, it breathes, it's alive, and it has chi going through it. And you must be in like a compatible direction to receive your chi from the planet itself. So we can talk about that. We're also going to be talking about chakra alignment. And so, if you are aligned in your best directions, you have some great stuff happening in your chart with these eclipses coming up and bringing kind of decluttering your life, but bringing new opportunities to you. Highlighting exactly all your talents and why you're here, and really kind of kicking in that turbo engine in your life to kind of push you forward. We're going to talk about that. We're going to also visit a little meditation, and we're going to go through the chakras, and we're going to put together some chants and how to bring about that. I also strongly recommend, as we're doing that, you can also go online and you can learn also from books on Amazon or wherever your favorite bookseller is, but the hand placement, which is called the mudra. This is very important as we are aligning our complete energy centers through the body, that we are not only using our voice and our words are very strong information, strong light gatherers and organizers. And it's also a vibratory tone for healing. So we're going to be talking about that too. So we got a full packed show for everybody. And I hope you're able to stay. And then we're going to be answering some questions and pulling some cards for you as well. So let's get to it. We've got a wrap up of this month of September with the full moon in Aries at 6 degrees. Now, we've got Venus, the love planet, is going to be chased by Mars. Let's put it that way, because Venus and Mars, they're the lovers of the zodiac. But Venus is going to be squaring Uranus. So Uranus is now in Taurus, which rules value, money, Wall Street, all of those kinds of things. Yes, it is in retrograde Uranus. However, when Venus squares this particular planet, what it does is it starts some type of a inclination or a turn of events. This can also work as a turn of events for any type of relationship that you have had for a while that has not been able to, maybe it's stuck. It has not been able to balance out. Maybe, should I stay or should I go? This is going to set this eclipse up as we are going to be talking about November. So you may see a little bit of action during that dramatic super full moon in Aries. We also are going to have a clash where all of a sudden something could get triggered. Um, in talking about value. It could be talking about money. It could be news flash coming on a global scale about, about the money system, about different things that are happening in the budget, about what they're doing for interest rates, about what they're doing as far as debt. That's another thing that's huge during this particular time. I also feel as though if you are, or if you are a Taurus, or if you have any planets, like if you have a rising sign in Taurus or moon in Taurus, you may feel as though you missed the boat on some opportunity that's been coming through, and that you're thinking to yourself, if I had just done what I wanted to do, and I didn't. I waited. I kind of dug my heels in, and I didn't take advantage of what I'm going to take advantage of. Never fear. That's what the eclipses are coming up for you. The best thing is then we have this huge, huge harvest moon coming up, and it's going to shed light on what you have accomplished on your own and how you have collaborated with others so that you get a full experience, so that that particular collaboration or that particular pairing or teamwork actually gives the manifestation and points in a direction of you accelerating your presence, or accelerating your education or your business, or how you got where you are today. So we're going to be celebrating a lot of things because full moons are for celebrating, but we're also going to be looking at the harvesting, because of course September is a wonderful time to look at the harvest, and they call the full moons in September and October the harvest moon. So you may see like this huge, presentation of this very, I want to say, hot. It could even have some reddish in it, because red is the color for Aries. But this hot, dramatic. And it's going to inspire you, this moon. It's going to bring about something that you're going to say, I've waited forever. I'm just going to go do that. So just make sure you look before you leap, those kinds of things. As we get into October, we're going to be looking at a couple of things. And I know I went through this before, but we've got on the 4th of October, we're going to have another surge of energy coming in through the galactic center. These particular waves are for crystallizing our bodies. We are going through a different kind of upgrading our DNA, and that has to do with even the water that we have in our molecules in our cells. And also it has to do with the mineral content. So make sure that if you have not had your mineral tests done if you are lacking in, let's just say, iron or iodine for the thyroid, or amino acids and things like that, aminos. You need to really understand how important minerals really are in the combination of your blood work. Your blood is actually the life itself that we are going through our vehicle. It's the gasoline, it's the oil, it's what makes your car run. That's exactly, if you have clean blood, if you have rich blood, if you are not off gassing, if you are not running like dirty content, or hard to break down waste within the blood. This is something that nobody talks about, but it's really something that is basic. And if you understand vehicles, or you understand how your car works, that's just a mirror of understanding how your body works. So to really understand the upgrading of the blood, the upgrading of the cellular structure itself can get um, can get um, can get a little chaotic within your balance. And we're going to talk about that, because we've got on October 4th, Mercury is going to be entering Libra. I talked about Libra before. That is the zodiac sign of feng shui, of balancing everything out. Um, Libras do not like to rock the boat. They do not like to make a stand. They do not like any kind of confrontation. They're very peaceful. They're very harmonic. They do not like to provoke. Whereas that full moon that is still glittering in the sky, so to speak, they like to provoke. They like to get it out of them. They like to get the discussion hot and juicy and sassy, and and really make an impression. So you've got these two conflicting energies happening. And now the communication planet is going into Libra. So it's going to weigh pretty heavily about trying to reach some type of an agreement, mediation, if you're going through any kind of legal battles, if you are facing your CEO or your boss. Just make sure that whatever you are asking for, or if you're going in for a review, that you hold your tongue and you let them speak. So you listen. You must observe before you comment. This is huge during this particular time. But also, this also brings about your thinking in twos. You're thinking as we. You're thinking of your team. You're thinking of your partner. You're thinking of your beloveds. You're thinking about, what, I really do better when two heads are better than one. I really do better when I do have someone who is pointing things out to me, or supporting me, or giving me that feedback, that bounce back. So these are the kinds of things that are going to be happening when we have Mercury entering into Libra on the 4th. What's going to be happening with the body when it surges with all of these wonderful waves of new galactic energy coming through? You're going to want to make sure you take time out to balance the body, because the heart may be racing, your head may be going from side to side, and you may think, oh my God, what's going on? You need to align your spine, your energy center, so when that energy wave hits you, or all of us, we can assimilate it properly, easily, and we can really use it in all the right places. So it's kind of, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, we don't want to do that. Something's going on there. We don't want to do but what we want to do is we're getting to the point now where you will be able to tell. You'll be able to tell um, exhaustion from, oh, wow, I'm starting to get upgraded. What I have found is that light workers are so sensitive, and people who deal with healing, empaths, um, also people who are musicians, artists, people who deal with sound, people who deal with artists who deal with painting and colors, um, people who deal with children. The children have come in on such a high frequency now that they are really our teachers. They are the ones that are giving us the preview or the trailer as to what's coming up next. And the kids may be feeling, oh, wow, this, here comes this rocky road. And they may be popping up with a fever, or a lot of the drainage from the sinuses. Any kind of breakouts, fever and rash go together. So any type of breakouts. And this is a wonderful time. And I always say this, that anytime we go through a change of season, it's a perfect time to do a parasite cleanse. So, to kind of flush that out. And I always talk about how important it is, especially for the little ones, because when you get the little ones that are so antsy, it's not an ADD factor. What it is that it's an imbalance in the gut, and the gut for the little ones is where their second, their soul resides. And so we're going to talk a little bit about, as we're going through the meditation, what years that your particular energy centers are really being worked on and are really opening up and grounding in. So we're going to be talking about that too. So Mercury enters into Libra. Now we have this partnership going on. Now we're allowing help to come in, even though maybe we started something independent and all together and, all by ourselves. And maybe we said, well, I'm going to start this. This is what I'm doing. I don't want somebody else dragging me down, or I don't want somebody putting my ideas, poo-pooing my ideas or changing my agenda. Now you're going to realize that through communication and through listening, through observing, really giving that other person the chance to create through expression, that you are going to be able to kind of reach a compromise. Your particular harshness is going to be turned a little bit more lighter, a little bit more palatable, a little bit more gracious. The movement in your body is going to take a lighter tone to it. If you have shoes where you feel as though you're clomping around all the time because you're just, sometimes we put shoes on like that when we have inner anger. Have you ever done that? Yeah, you put these boots on, you put these heavy shoes on so you can clomp. And you kind of feel like that's one way of really kind of getting that anger out. Or expressing yourself, like standing on your own 2 feet and that kind of a thing. Well, now when we have this Mercury in Libra, we're going to be lighter. Our gait is going to have a little bit more height to it. The chin's going to go up a little bit more. We're going to use our hands in a more gracious manner. Our words are going to be a little kinder, not so me, I, but let's include you too. Let us go together. Let us go down this road together. And I think it's really important that we all understand one thing and one thing only, and that is that each of us have God inside of us, our source. That's our source. And our source, when we get everyone together, that's in a meditation or a prayer or even some type of celebration, or even if it's a sport, even if it's a competitive nature, when you all get together remember how powerful you are, because that God source multiplies. And when you all are there for one intention and one intention only, to better humanity, you've got so much power to change the world. So if you are thinking, well, maybe I'll, for the eclipse time, maybe I'll join a meditation, a group meditation, or perhaps go to a sacred space, or you can even do it online, as long as you are all together for the same intention. Where intention goes, energy flows and changes as it goes. Okay, so you can all do that too. We're going to have in October, we're going to have Venus is going to be entering into Virgo. That's huge, because it has been so long into Leo, months and months and months. Usually we only have a couple of weeks where Venus goes through a zodiac sign. But this is crazy, that Venus has been in Leo so long. It's really done a lot of work. It's really fired up, or perhaps made our self-confidence a little better, also prepared our courage, the depth of our courage about what we could do, our capacity to own responsibility for things, and also leadership. Leos have a lot of leadership, and so does this full moon in Aries. Aries are, famous for their leadership roles. So we have got a lot of leadership going on now. When Venus, on October 8th, when Venus goes into Virgo, this is a huge shift. This is like, how you have, such hot weather, then all of a sudden a cold front comes in. This is kind of how it is, because Venus in Virgo grounds down. It's an earth sign. It's not a hot fire sign at all. It grounds down, and it brings you down to earth, which is so important right now, because we've got to be stable. We've got to have a stable foundation to go through these particular eclipses. Remember, eclipses eliminate things that have been standing in our way for 6 months. And these particular changes are permanent. I mean, if they wipe out somebody from your life, or change your zip code, or change your department, it's permanent. It's not a drive-by, not at all. This is something that comes in to really up-level you, always, always, always. It may come, it's one of those blessing in disguises kind of thing I was talking about last week. But this particular time, we're being prepared. We are really being prepared. October 10th, we've got Pluto. It's going to go direct in Capricorn at 28 degrees. It's been retrograde since May 1st. So what I want to say about Pluto is a very small planet with a huge impact. It transforms people's lives. It's the planet of death and rebirth. It is the planet that breaks everything down to the ground so it can feed the ground and start back up again. Pluto was founded during the atomic bomb. It blows things up. It changes things forever. So Pluto has been retrograde, has been working on our insides, very much so. So now it's going to stop, and Pluto moves really, really slowly, but Pluto is going to start now direct in Capricorn, the sign of government, business, the sign of building. It's a manifesting sign. But during this time, that Pluto is going to start now going forward and using a lot of that courage and using a lot of that leadership. Things are going to change. You may see leaders changing position before they should. You may see countries um, putting in new laws before they should. You may see old belief systems, like old ways of doing things, or a good scenario would be to change a law, like right out of the blue, that used to be only voted on. This is something that's really going to start happening. And when it's in Capricorn, it's getting to the end of the Capricorn sign at 28 degrees. It goes 28 degrees, 29 degrees, boom, 0 degrees Aquarius. When this happens, there's something in your chart that's going to be activated in the house wherever Capricorn resides within your chart. Let's take a look. Not only that, but Capricorn is a cardinal sign. So any of the cardinal signs you're going to be taking a look at the cardinal signs as well. That's Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Aries. These are the types of points as to what's being activated during this particular seasonal change. And it's going to be activated for the next season. So let's take a look in your chart, what's going on there, because of the fact that when Pluto goes direct, the next day, even Wednesday on October 11th, Mars, the action planet. Mars is the warrior. It's not only Venus's lover, but Mars is the inspiration. It's the male yang sign. It is huge masculinity. This is going to blast into Scorpio. What's that going to do? Mars rules Scorpio. Mars loves partying in this Scorpio time. So Mars is going to light it up like you have no idea. Scorpio rules manipulation. It rules sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It rules, death. It rules transformation. Scorpios have been known to be amazing healers, amazing musicians. It's a water energy. So I would not be surprised if with this Mars, this warring energy, goes to battle in the water somehow, or goes to battle over water, over just the product of water, or uses a fleet or submarines or something about the water. This is going to be huge. We've got the governments involved on a world scale. We also have Mars working. Scorpio also rules the underworld. It rules crime. It rules drugs. It rules. Yes, it does rule psychic abilities and things like that, but it rules things like murder, or and Scorpio is very very private. So these are the kinds of investigations you're not going to hear about, but I'll tell you what, Scorpio gets to the bottom. It goes in like a mud shark and comes out with amazing evidence. And this is the stuff that's going to be worked on. Has something to do with the government. Has something to do with this Venus and Virgo. Virgo likes to clean things up. It's a cleaner. You're going to love to clean things up. You're going to love to clean out your garage. You're going to love to clean out your basement if you have it, your closets, your kitchen, definitely. It also rules your health. So it's going to be cleaning out your pantry, your diet. Oh, yeah. And you're going to love it. You're going to feel really good about it, but you're going to get rid of the junk. You're going to transform yourself. And this is like, no holes barred. Then we're going to get up to the eclipses, and I'm going to save that for next time so that y'all come back now, you hear, and we're going to talk about the new moon solar eclipse in Libra and where that's going to be falling. And that's really going to be very interesting. So we're going to be talking about that next time. I also want to talk about when we're talking about Venus and Virgo, the planet of Saturn is going to be aspected to that Venus in Virgo. So Saturn is going to put some new responsibilities on Virgo, but they could also be brought up to perhaps another let's just say they get a raise or a promotion, or someone in the higher realms is going to be saying you've worked really, really hard, and now you're going to be rewarded in some way, shape, or form. However, the way the Virgo sees it is that it's kind of like, oh, they want to reward me with this and that, yet I'm so far in debt, or I'm so behind in what I'm supposed to be doing, it's not going to make a dent. I'm going to say right now, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You are here to make small steps and small strides, and not to win the lottery at every single move you make. So make sure that you know that. Relationships, again, are going to be in the news. Not that I'm getting tired of saying that, but I think you may be tired of listening to it as we're going to be cruising through this wonderful Libra energy. This is also going to be the time, if you've ever wanted to learn about feng shui, this is the time to do it. And just know that when we talk about these kinds of things, it's a third of your life. I mean, if you wanted to align a third of your life so that you could manifest things easily, and this affects your health, this affects your wealth, this affects your family, your children. These are the kinds of places and things that feng shui deals with. So let's talk about, for October coming up, let's talk about your best areas in life. Let's talk about that. Because in your sacred space, let's just visualize where you live and what your sacred space looks like. In the center, in the very center, if you don't know how to find the center of your home, or your apartment or your condo or even your office, you just take from one end to the other and you put your foot right. Keep putting your foot down and you count. Okay. Then you go from this end to this end and you count that way, and you will reach the middle. And when we talk about the center, we talk about the absolute essence of the chi coming down from the universe through the middle of the home. The middle of the home is your grounding rod. It is something that needs to be energized through the foundation of your home. Now, in the center of the home, it rules your health. It rules the body itself. So it's almost like detecting your solar plexus, if you wanted to put it that way. It's the absolute center of your home. It affects everything around you. It affects everyone who lives within the home. In this particular month of October, the center of the home has the number 9 star, which is a purple star. And what what it's doing is it's bringing expansion into the home and everyone who resides there. This is an opportunity for you to expand in a good way your abundance, your good health, um, your perception is going to be expanded. I never saw it that way. I never saw it from that person's point of view, or I never realized that when you put this formula together or you put that alchemy together, what exactly happens when that comes together like that. Your perception is huge. It also is going to affect anyone who's studying within the home. The your ability to pass a test or your ability to study for an exam is going to be miraculous. It's going to be easy. It's going to be something that you're going to enjoy doing. You're going to be able to have wonderful retention in the facts if you are studying or doing anything as far as writing, as far as communicating. This is something that you are going to be able to do in a moment's notice and is really going to be very clear, and people are really going to be enjoying that. That's what's happening in the center of your home. If you find the center of your home has something like a big heavy chest of drawers, or it has something like a huge television there or a huge table there, make sure that you put your favorite crystal there so it can cleanse, or it even just a clear quartz crystal so that it can cleanse or it can perpetrate that particular center. Okay, if you just want to spread love and joy and good cheer, this would be something like a clear crystal here. But if you wanted to spread love and joy, you would want to be looking at something like this rose quartz. Okay, we have something in feng shui called a very lucky turn of events in a string of numbers. It's called the ho tu numbers, and it brings a lot of luck, and that's going to be going to the center as well. It's also going to be affecting the east, the southeast, and the southwest. So if your particular front door, as you're standing in the frame and you're looking out, if you are looking out to the east, the southeast, the southwest, you are going to have a very good month ahead. Your blessings are going to be many and your challenges are going to be few. Also, the Northeast is also getting a blessing during this time of October. You are going to be able to reap the harvest of your hard work. You are going to be able to get something signed, sealed, and delivered as far as working on a project or getting a validation. Anything that you've been working on is going to reach a very rich completion. And I also feel as though the south direction, which rules the fame in that particular area or your legacy, it is going to help your fame or to be recognized by introducing you to a new romance. So if your front door, that's one of your best directions, the south is going to be really addressing a new vibe of love into your life or expanding that as well. The Northwest brings love. It also brings a big win to you. So if you have been fighting a case in court, or if you have been, let's just say you ordered something, you ordered a vehicle and you can't find it anywhere, and they keep pushing you off and saying, oh yeah, it should be a next month, next month, next month. It's coming. It's going to arrive. You are going to be driving that new car. So the Northwest is really good. The only two areas in your life right now would be some career bumps along the way. The career rules the north. The five yellows and the illness star strikes the north and the west. The west rules creativity. It also rules children that we need to protect, and we need to know that they are washing their hands, that they are getting enough rest, that they are off the sugar, and that they are off the processed foods, and that they are really let's say, not wearing themselves out with extracurricular activities after school, or perhaps taking on a little bit more responsibilities at home, and not getting their work done, or staying up for all hours, and going overboard a little bit. So we need, and plus what's coming also with these eclipses and all of these changes is a change in the barometers, the change in the weather. When we have that, it also affects our blood pressure. It affects the way we handle stress, and it affects a lot of the different types of introductions to a vulnerable immune system. So we need to kind of protect that. I know, right? It's never ending. But just so you know that those particular places within your home and within your life, and where that is all going to be working for you, and how to protect it in the month of October. All right, we're getting to the good part right now. And when we're getting to the good part right now, we are going to introduce the alignment of our chakras. I'm going to go through that with you. You may want to come back, revisit this particular show, so you can put this on whenever you'd like. But if you'd like to just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let's just wind down. We've been given a lot of information. Breathe in through the nose. Pull the shoulders up, 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 real high, real high, real high, higher, higher. We're going to do that again because we hold so much stress within the neck area and the shoulders right now with all the Taurus energy that we've had. Breathe in. Pull those shoulders way up, way, 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 way up, 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 way past the ears. And we're going to drop them. And now we are going to focus on our entire body. We are going to put our hands together in a mudra. You can put a mudra this way. You can just put a mudra this way. You can put a mudra this way. We are now going to either sit up straight and tall so our spines are straight. Your legs can be crossed if you feel comfortable that way, and sitting a little bit, roll that spine a little bit forward. We're going to start at the very, very bottom of our feet, about, maybe about a foot below where we walk on planet Earth is called your Earth star. It's your grounding star. It's brown in color. And that's exactly what we get to do. We get to ground with our Earth star. That's what earthing is all about. That's our grounding. So if you can picture a brown foundation or a platform underneath the crust or underneath the mantle of planet Earth that has your magnetic pull, that's what we're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. We are going to expand on the Earth star so that it grounds in to Mother Earth and provides us with stability as we face these particular eclipses and these changes for our best and highest good that are coming towards us and that are going to influence us for the next 6 months. As we're moving up to the very base of the spine. That is your root chakra. It is red in color, and it is called the Malahadra. And with that particular root chakra, that is your foundation of your spine. And it is cultivated from 1 to 7 years old. That's when it solidifies. This particular chakra, when you chant or you connect with that, I always picture something red. We want to align that particular spinning wheel. The chakras in Sanskrit, which is the original language, it was called the wheel. It is a spinning disc of energy. And this particular spinning disc, it actually stirs up the energy, it collects the energy, it cleans the energy, and it sends it in a spiral spin so that it connects in harmony with the rest of your nerves and the pathways of the body, and connects all the way up your spine to your neck, to your head, to source. So we start at the root, and the chant is Lam, Lam, Lam. If you keep your hands in mudra, you're focusing on the root chakra, which is the color red, and you are pronouncing Lam. That's going to be aligning your particular root chakra, where you hold your fear, your flight, where you hold your very foundation of your connection of energy for your vehicle, for your body. The next chakra up is about 2 inches below the navel. It is your sacral disc, your spinning, your chakra, your energy field. This is where you hold your emotions, your creativity, your sexual nature, your ability to manifest, your ability to feel emotion. Emotion is the code for experience. When you feel your emotions, you have the ability to manifest soul growth. And it is orange in nature. It is cultivated from 8 to 14 years of age. The sound of this particular chakra is V-A-M, Vam, Vam. As you have your mudra, as you have your chant, Vam, you're going to be connecting, aligning, cultivating, cleaning that particular chakra. As we move up to the solar plexus, which really is in the middle, it's about 2 inches above your particular navel area. That's your solar plexus, your Mampura. This is where we have this sense of self. A lot of people say this is where your soul sits. Your soul resides all the way. It goes all the way up and all the way down. But this particular chakra, the solar plexus, is where you have your soul communicating, and it pulls in and out your intentions, your energy for change, your energy to connect, to communicate, actually comes from the solar plexus. It rules your confidence. It rules your self-worth. It also rules where relationships connect, your connecting cord to relationships. A lot of people think it's within the heart. The first one is the solar plexus. This is the first emotional, I want to say, evidence of your psychic ability, your intuition. You have the ability to digest the information that's coming in for your soul's growth. It's yellow in color, and it is Ram, R-A-M. So with mudra in hand, we will chant Ram, Ram. When you do that, just picture a light beam of yellow energy coming straight out of your solar plexus. This is for protective purposes as well. As we move up to the center of the heart, we have the center of the heart chakra, the anahata, and it holds a very important mission to connect the upper chakras with the lower chakras. The heart chakra is, let me get back to the solar plexus for just 1 second. That is cultivated from 15 years to 21 years of age. The heart chakra being not only a bridge to the upper and the lower astral bodies, but also it is cultivated from 21 to 28 years. That's when it is solidified. It rules love, it rules compassion, empathy, joy. It's green in color. You have the ability to reflect, to, I want to say, to encompass your experiences in relationship. And that's exactly what October and these eclipses are going to be all about. Cleaning up the debris, the trauma, cleaning up the heart center is allowing the expansion of you to feel the God source in each and every human. Not just to have a relationship, a love relationship, but also to have a relationship with source through mankind. So during the heart chakra mantra, we've got the mudra. The mantra is YAM, Yam. Breathing in. Yam. You can hear my heart, my throb in my heart. Yeah, you heard the crack. Absolutely, this is going to happen, and it happens to many of us, where we'll hear a crack when we have our chanting going. It's working. It is cleaning out. It's healing. All of these chants and all of these particular sounds contain subconscious healing for your energy placements. Okay, the throat chakra. The throat chakra is blue or like a turquoise in color. It's your expression, also your voice communication. It's also the truth. But the throat chakra is the benefits of the throat chakra is also um, the legacy of your reincarnations is held here, and it's amazing. But it's held within the throat area, and it can be cut off, it can be frozen, it can be manipulated, it can have many different expressions to it. It can also harness the light language. If you know how to speak the light language, that is where your information is going to be coming from Galactic Center. It's also where we hold our galactic imprint from every place that we have gone and experienced is right here. It is solidified in our bodies and our vehicles as a human from age 29 to 35. This particular chant is HAM. HAM. And that is the Visuddha. I know. The third eye is located right here. It's in your forehead. It goes straight through to the pineal gland. Your third eye, of course, is your intuition, your psychic ability. It's your wisdom on a soul level. It's also indigo in color, which is like a blue purple, like eggplanty, but it's more of a blue. And it is activated from 36 to 42 years. So if you have not, or maybe you got a preview that you were psychic or intuitive in your early life, you may come back to it during 36 to 42, and really your particular third eye may have this wonderful chance to open up to where you can really strengthen it and really use that particular energy. This Anjna is the Sanskrit word for it. The chant for the third eye is Om. And that's why you always see them going Om, because Om, you are going to picture the color, the wheel, the spinning, the light that's coming in, but like picture it going straight through to your pineal gland, which is the very center of your head. That's the pineal gland. When we say Om, when we say the Om, it's going to be cleaning, clearing, dissolving the calcification that has been around our pineal gland. Extremely powerful. The next is the crown chakra. The crown chakra is developed between 43 and 49 years of age. It's right up here. This is your divine consciousness. As we go up our string, our silver cord comes right out of the top of our crown chakra, which keeps our soul grounded in our bodies. This is the connection to source. This is our connection to the galactic center. All the information comes down through the crown chakra. It's like a very white violet, very light purple ray that comes down here. And if you have been meditating, or if you have been up leveling in any type of a spiritual fashion, you will have a huge portal opening. If you've been doing any type of psychic activity or practice, or mediumship, or Reiki, or any type of healing, this is going to be out to here sometimes, not just a tiny little circle that's up here, but you will see the spin on little ones where you see their hairline and their twirl or their spin. That's evidence that, yes, that's your crown chakra. So it's funny, but when we picture this particular area, so many religions cover this area to protect um, that particular portal so that it is not open or vulnerable to just anyone. So we keep it quiet. It's a silent, it's a silent connection where we picture the white, the violet. But as you go from the Om, you also use the silence. And we use the breath. And what we do is we connect with Source and we're listening. We're not chanting. We're not outbound. We're inbound. We're concentrating on bringing in the energy during this time that we are meditating on our crown chakras. How do you know if your chakras are blocked? Well, I'll tell you. In what I have experienced is that the physical body themselves will give some type of indicators, whether it's headaches or whether it's, a lot of throat or a lot of mucus draining down in the back of the throat. You will have a lot of bang, 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 heart palpitations. You'll have a lot of anxiety. You'll have a lot of pain. You'll have stomach issues, digestive issues. You will have overworked organs, whether it's the kidneys or the liver or the pancreas with a lot of sugar intake. You'll have a lot of bloating. Some people that are light workers are hugely open from their waist up, and then they can't feel anything from the waist down. They don't have the passion open. They don't have the foundation that they should. They're not satisfied with their foundational work. They're not manifesting in their own lives like they are, or they're projecting or helping everyone else manifest. So the waist and below is something that I've always start with really highlighting with any type of light workers or healers. You need to ground in first. You need to have that wide open. You need to have yourself stable and expanding and manifesting so that you can go ahead and help others and connect with Source. This is something that I think is really, really important. And so that you can, so that your life can run smoothly and that you can experience the frequency of joy. Joy is the highest frequency, and it also spills over into your love life as well. I know we're going over tonight. I hope you don't mind. But I also want to say one thing, and that is a practice of psychic ability. You want to get something for your intuition, to really work on your intuition. What I like to do, and it's a fun game, but what I like to do is I like to pull up photos, pictures. A lot of times on another channel on YouTube, you will have a music channel that will have a scene. And give yourself 5 seconds. Time yourself 5 seconds. You want 10 seconds in the beginning, get 10 seconds. But time yourself and just observe everything in that photograph, everything on that screen. When the 10 seconds is up, you take out a pen and paper and you write down everything that you remember from that scene, from that photograph. Even the emotions that you felt, whether it was sadness, whether it was cold, whether it was um, lively, um, the colors involved, the action that was taking place, perhaps the absence of action taking place, your perception of that. Was it happy? Um, was it, and also, can you smell the foliage? Can you smell the salt in the air if it's an ocean picture? Um, these are the kinds of things that get you going and bring to mind things that when you have an imagination, when you remember things, when you can feed back things that you have seen, these are the kinds of things that are going to help your imagination, going to help when you are reading someone, when you are getting messages. You stimulate your senses so that you can improve on being an interpreter for different people, different messages, and also for yourself. I hope that made sense. The card for tonight, I'm going to pull it really quickly. Um, and oh, I love this card. It says, "You're ready. You're ready. You're ready for whatever they throw at you. If you need me to be a cheerleader for you or to bring clarity to you, I'm here. Just session up with me, gladly introduce you to your birth chart and also to all the little bits of wisdom that I have to share with you. It'd be such a pleasure for me. Until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everyone."